92.5
WXTU.
All right, Judge Renee Cardwell Hughes, good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning. I'm thrilled to be here.
Well, let's talk about the American Red Cross and the big event you have coming up in June.
Yes, we do. The American Red Cross responds literally every 8 minutes to a disaster. Most of them never get any media attention. And so people don't think about it. So on June 2nd, we're having what we call Giving Day. And it's really about getting the community to be all in, because the Red Cross is all in every day. So we want people to donate to the Red Cross on June 2nd to support the work that we do in the community. You know, we only exist by the generosity of people who volunteer for us or who make donations to us.
You know, we always think about the Red Cross as, you know, when you want to donate blood or someone needs blood, you think of them for accidents. But also, I had a friend who was involved in an apartment fire, and she said she was overwhelmed with everything, all of the help that she got from the Red Cross.
It's what we call the silent disasters, but I am confident for your friend that was the most important thing in the world. And that's what we do. We respond to fires, building collapse, floods, and of course, we definitely need people to give blood. Mm-hmm. But it really is about responding to the community's needs, whatever the community's needs are at time of disaster, whether it's an individual family or a mass disaster.
And it's one of those things you probably, or a lot of people probably take for granted. Oh, the Red Cross will be here. But obviously you need money in order to make that happen.
Well, that's why Giving Day on June 2nd is so important to us, because we promise to help always. We always promise to respond to the community's needs. But that happens only because the community makes donations to us.
Now, the Red Cross, for example, if you're in a fire, they, besides obviously they have water, they have food and everything like that, but they also get hotels for people, right?
Oh, it's way more than that. So what happens with a fire is that we will make sure you have shelter, whether that's at Red Cross House, which only exists here in our region, or it's a hotel. But most importantly, we're going to put this family on a plan for recovery. So we're going to help you find a new home. We're going to help make sure that you've got a fire safety plan, homeowners or renters insurance, all the things you need to rebuild your life. Our promise is that we're going to stabilize you and help you put your life back together. That could be emotional support, spiritual care, mental health care, medicine. Mm-hmm. People lose their meds in a fire. Right. I wear glasses. And if there's a fire at my house and I drop my glasses, the Red Cross is going to give me new glasses.
And clothes.
Absolutely.
Right? I mean, that was a big thing for my friend who had, as a woman, and she was
probably ran out in her pajamas.
She did.
Exactly.
Yeah. So anything that was salvageable had to be sent to the cleaners, and the Red Cross helped out with that as well.
So we do all those things. In fact, we have in each one of our trucks sweatsuits and jackets and whatever people need, because most people do run out in their pajamas. Mm-hmm. So our promise is to take care of whatever need a family has. And so what I would ask of the community, and that's why I'm so grateful to you, Doc and Andie, that you would give us this time. What we need from the community is volunteers and donations so that we can always answer the call to help. And if people would go to redcross.org on June 2nd for Giving Day, they have an opportunity to donate. They can also give blood, and they can also sign up to volunteer.
Fantastic.
Great.
So let's talk about one of the more recent tragedies, the train derailment. Tell us about the Red Cross's involvement in that.
The train derailment required from us a combination of things. We used what I call logistics geniuses. So there were people who responded to the scene immediately, and they assisted with getting people stabilized, getting them clean clothes. When that train tipped over, they lost everything. They didn't even have a toothbrush. They had nothing. They were dirty. They were bloody. So we got them cleaned up, got them to a safe place, helped get people to the hospitals. But then the real work began when we brought in the mental health and spiritual care experts, because we had to work with families to help them reconnect with their families, make travel arrangements to get to their final destination, and to help them process what really is a form of post-traumatic stress disorder. It's very interesting. I was talking with a former Marine before I came in to meet with you, and he said that as a Marine, he was trained to recognize the symptoms of PTSD. Mm-hmm. But if you think about it, you're on Amtrak, which is what we do all the time. Right. All of us ride the train. you don't think about that as being a traumatic experience. And so the range of emotions from people went from, there was a guy who joked about being an Eagles and Giants fan, to people crying. It's a whole gamut of emotion where our volunteers are amazing people. We train them to deal with that whole gamut of emotions. And that's why support of the Red Cross is so important, because we will address whatever the community needs at the time of the call.
Yeah. Well, we thank God for you. And you know, it's one of those things where we're able to kind of take it for granted that you're there, but we're only able to do that because of the donation. So June 2nd is a really big day.
June 2nd is a really big day. I want you to take the Red Cross for granted, but to make that happen, we need for people to donate.
All right.
I'm so grateful for your support.
redcross.org/giving day.
Exactly.
June 2nd.
All
Do
right.
it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.